Thanks, Michael, for doing the call with us today. Just want to let you know that I think you might already know that you're the lucky winner of our Transformers 101 statue. And
That's incredible.
Please don't publicize your address because there's going to be a whole bunch of people going to pop it in. But congratulations, we're super excited. You're officially the first winner of our first ever statue and our first ever special. Right, so this is really something, right? Can you start by just sharing a bit more about yourself?
My first statue was from the Warner Brothers store in the late 90s.
Nice.
So I started off with a Superman statue. I'm a big DC, Superman and Batman fan and collector. Little did I know it would lead to kind of what it is today in terms of this hobby and how it's kind of taken off and following the influencers and collectors on YouTube. Yeah. My first collector that I actually found on YouTube was Chris the Batman Statue Collector. Watching him in one of his first videos up in his attic in his older home for a smaller collection.
Yeah.
And that's where I first found Sideshow. Sideshow led to Prime 1, to Superkraft, and so forth.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna like what we have, lined up, in terms of DC. That one we sold out in 48 hours. So
congratulations to you guys too.
Are you mainly a statue collector? Like, do you do other kinds of collectibles like action figures?
I'm a child of the 80s. I remember when Transformers first came out in 84, and then the movie in 86.
Yep.
But my buddies and I would follow G.I. Joe, Mask, Knight Rider TV show.
Yeah.
WWF wrestling. I was a big Hulkamaniacs. Ooh. So I could go on and on, but wow. Those are some of the IPs that I first was into since I was a little kid. I'm in my office now, and you can see my desk and some of the setup. In terms of statues, I'm a huge DC guy, like I said, huge Batman, Superman specifically.
Are you a big fan of the Transformers IP? Like, you do a lot of collecting?
I'm definitely a G1 fan. Yeah. I remember the first time I got my first Transformer, it was the Megatron, back when he was the gun.
I wore this for you, man. I wore this for you. Check it out.
Back when when you can actually get the toy of a gun, like he was the gun.
Yeah, the gun is always the gun.
I can't say that I really was collecting throughout the years, but that kind of brought me back into Transformers and wanting to collect after I saw the diorama, for sure.
I'm super happy that it's able to bring out those kind of feelings from people, especially from the past, right? For myself, that was my first reaction. When they saw it, people started singing. It brought back to the movie how broken they were after the movie.
Yeah.
What were your initial thoughts around when you first saw the statue?
Yeah, I remember when it was first posted. It was Jimmy from Godlike Statues. So shout out to Jimmy for posting it. And then Steve CMP, he also posted it. All of a sudden I saw the diorama, and I was just blown away. I was like, this thing is awesome. The attention to detail, especially from the Autobot logo on half of Optimus Prime's face and holding up the matrix of leadership. It was awesome. And the lighting that you guys did, I mean, just the meticulous attention to detail that you've done with that statue. I mean, I've got my interest in a lot of IPs. I don't collect a lot of Transformers specifically because I just don't have the space and I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. So if I want to,
you're already down there, man.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, you should see the amount of boxes I have too. Yeah, with Transformers, I mean, if you're not going to collect a lot of Transformers pieces, this is the piece to get. This tells a story. This represents, especially for us older guys, like you said, older fans, the G1. And for me, it was a day one, like, as soon as I saw it, I said, I have to have this. I have to make room for it. I want it in my collection.
Then the next thing to ask is, how do you feel right now that you are actually going to win something other than what you actually originally ordered?
I mean, I never win anything, number one. I mean, I've been trying for 8 years to win my fantasy football league, and I can't do that. So, and this is a lot more important and a lot bigger of a deal. I almost wanted to buy a lottery ticket too, but the fact that this amazing piece, I mean, even without the upgrades, it's an amazing piece, but having one of one is just an amazing opportunity, and I really appreciate it. The day you sent out the pre-registration, the day before the general public, if you will, I was working a trade show, and I said to my teammate at the table, I'll be right back, I got to take care of something, because I got your email right away. And I went off to a corner and I read it, I purchased it. And I came back and she's like, what were you doing? I'm like, nothing.
I'm glad this going to a fan that snuck out to actually make the order when he received the email. So I think I think this random draw was pretty good.
Yeah.
I know this is super early to ask, but what do you think you're gonna do when you receive the boxes at your place?
Well, definitely handle it very carefully. But so right now, I do have to say I'm in transition. A lot of my boxes and my statues are in storage right now because hopefully in the very near future, my wife and I will be renovating our basement, and I'll have a whole man cave area for my statues. This is a statue that you just don't kind of put with other statues. It's a statue that needs to stand alone. It has a presence, and it needs to be present somewhere where everybody's going to see it. So my idea is, I'm actually working with Todd Johnson from Spec Fiction to get.
Oh, Todd, he's a good friend.
Awesome guy and great store, and just good person to work with. And the display station is something that I thought would be perfect for the diorama. So I'm looking for to purchase that, and with the different lighting switch outs that you can do, and just have it illuminated that way.
You definitely have to send us a picture once it's done, man.
Absolutely.
I'll make sure that we reach out and then get a picture and we'll post it everywhere, man. Because I'm excited to see like how you're gonna do it. Because I don't have the space for this. It's gonna have to take over the study or just take over my toilet. So after looking at the statue, is there anything that you want to share with the team from Superkraft? What you're looking forward to? Things that they can do better. We're always looking for feedback. Anything that will kind of help us to connect better with the fans.
I think I speak for the Transformers fans and the statue fans that coming out with a Decepticon version would be great.
No promises, but we'll try.
Awesome. I just want to say, for as a fan, as a collector, I think Superkraft is really raising the bar in terms of what you've done so far with the Transformers diorama, what you've done with the Batman statue. I think it's shown obviously and how quickly it's sold out. So I just will continue to be a fan. Thank you for what you're doing for the statue community, and I look forward to following your future success for Mighty Jackson Superkraft.
Thanks, Michael. We really appreciate that, man.
You're welcome.
I look forward to continue to provide fans with interesting ways of depicting existing IPs that they may already recognize. I think we're trying to push the team to do more in terms of like just stretching the imagination of what it could look like. We're not trying to release like a ton of statues in a year, so we're trying to make sure that we release just a couple and make sure that we do it well. We may kind of introduce different sizes, because a lot of people complain that some things are too big. We might make smaller versions of different IPs. So this one we will announce eventually. There's a couple of ideas that we're running through with the licensors. I'm looking forward to sharing more. I mean, at any point in time, if you have any feedback, you can always reach out.
Follow so many of those channels. It's just a great community. And again, I don't have a lot of friends that are into this. I mean, really, none of my friends are into it. So, having an outlet and having people to kind of talk to and just kind of watch what they're doing, and it's a great community. I know a big thing with the statue collecting community is coming out with variants right away instead of coming out with this variant and then 6 months later coming out with another one. I think if you kind of put all your cards on the table and come out with everything at once, that will definitely give more opportunity for the statue collecting community, and we'll definitely appreciate it more as well.
Yeah, for sure. We're trying to do different statues. For us, so I think one of the things that we want to be different about is we want to limit our quantity. Yeah, because the moment you have too much of something, there's no value for you as a collector. The point is you're collecting, right? And you want things to appreciate the value also. We don't want this to be just a normal mass market item that you can get anywhere. If you're going to make something so exquisite and charge so much money for it, it better be something they can appreciate over time. One of the last story before we leave, mention Steve and the guys. So Steve has actually been amazing, right? I first met Steve at San Diego Comic-Con. So he's been following us since then, and then he brought a whole bunch of guys just to kind of check out the booth, and he kept coming back every day. And then in New York, he came again. I was like, bro, what are you doing here, man? And he's like, yeah, I brought some friends over, and then he brought different groups of people over a couple of days, all collectors, right? So he's been amazing. He was the first guy. He seems like
a really good guy.
No, he's a super good guy. He's not a big Transformers fan either, but I think he's a big statue and community guy. So yeah, he really brought on everyone. He introduced me to a lot of people that he knew, and that's kind of how it all started, right? So I'm super grateful to Steve and everyone who's been so supportive of the brand and kind of our work so far. So yeah, I mean, looking forward to the journey, man.
You guys are doing awesome so far, and that's the thing. I mean, again, I talk about Sideshow, I talk about Prime One. I had never heard of Mighty Jackson. I think a lot of people hadn't, right? Because I think because you guys are you're very, you know, I want to say,
we typically do
niche,
only,
right?
we're pretty niche. We do more art toys, so we do like designer toys with like street artists. We also do mass market items like blind boxes and stuff. Mainly like in Asia and also in Europe. So North America, we mainly do like art toys only. And it's only recently that we launched the Superkraft brand as a way of meeting with the expectations of statue collectors. And we managed to get a great team. So Martin and a couple others, folks from the industry, been doing this for a long time. We wanted to make sure that we are able to express kind of like their unique designs in a way that will benefit like the fans and also the IP. I'm super glad to be working with Martin because he's amazing, man.
Really talented.
To see some of his new ideas. So.
So I was looking, you know, and again the video, like when you guys were showing the diorama and just I think it was might have been Jazz's head, just the painting that you were doing. It was so fun. It was unbelievable. How I'd be like this.
All the pieces will be hand painted. Nothing is like machine done just because it can't be machine done. That's why it's going to take a bit of time to get the item to you. But because it's only like 100 pieces, it's not going to be the most difficult thing we've done. But yeah, it is going to be quite challenging to make sure all the detail goes in and make sure the QC passes our eyes. So yeah, looking forward to get the final piece to you. And maybe, you know, when that happens, you know, we'll get connected again and want to see, you know, what it looks like, man, in your man cave. Thanks so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it, man.
As well. Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. Good luck.
Take care.